body is like an instrument expressing the internal nature of the individual. Now, within the internal nature of the individual consists of a series of vibrational complexes or vibrational pressures that are assigned to their own faculty inside of the individual. Now, the body and the being are not the same. The body is the source that permeates the body within himself. Now, these vibrational pressures are often expressing through the body, through the various aneurysms and motions and facial expressions of the individual. These facial expressions and these movements and aneurysms are almost being conducted by an internal orchestra of various pressures within himself. Now, these various pressures within himself, like I said earlier, are affiliated with different faculties of motion, moods, attitudes, and through that, desires. Each desire in itself is a representation through a vibrational sequence or pattern. And these patterns can also come out as interest, as if one individual has an interest in construction. He likes to build things. He loses his sense of time when he does such things, and this internal pressure of him inside of him is released and expressed into the material world through his creativity, and is a representation of the internal vibrational complex within himself, and then it is materialized. So the artistry comes out through the molding of the hands, and the moldings of the hands are an instrument of the invisible forces and desires and drives within that individual. We can also look at vibrational pressure as a obstacle or a regret. Maybe somebody along the way cheated their friend or did something wrong to somebody close to them in their life, and it's created a havoc within them, or a disruption of patterns within themselves that the person can no longer think quite clearly because he has all this disruption through the guilt and resentments of the sowing that he's done through the tongue and the actions that he's expressed into the material world. Let's say, for example, that this person put profit over his own integrity and did a misdeed to somebody close to him in his life or whatnot, and he sold his friend a faulty car with a bad starter or alternator or what have you, and he profited off of this while his friend got the results of his other friend's misgiving. So this is going to create some sort of regret or misgiving and a large disruption in the connection between the two individuals. For the perpetrator of this misdeed to the person that put trust in him, he is going to have that in the back of his mind and think about that from time to time. And as he does it more so often, the more his mind is cluttered with disruptions and disconnections, that he's no longer able to think of the things he would be thinking about if he hadn't have done such things. So there his intuition is clouded. His mind is no longer able to flow full stream ahead like it would normally be able to do if he hadn't have done all these misgivings and had these resentments and regrets within himself. And to a certain point, he keeps adding up and adding on to these various different things and keep doing people wrong and dirty. So he has very little intuition because his mind is so clouded that it's like a stream that has become stagnant and that is no longer able to flow, freely like it should, like a healthy stream. then he resorts to escapism because he doesn't have the judgment within himself or knowledge within himself to create a new pattern internally within him. So through the escapism, he opens up various doorways opens himself through these doorways to different vibrational frequencies he's normally protected from by using narcotics or what have you. And the individual has opened up a floodgate and put himself in a whole realm of his own purgatorial nature, and the floodgates are wide open. And through this escapism, he's created more situational problems. Then he becomes so lost in himself that he has built a house within him that is haunted by the phantoms of his past, and then begins to go crazed. This is what is happening too often in this world, and most people don't know how to escape from it when their house or their body is clouded by or haunted by the phantoms of their sowing and doing, and they become ever so lost in the labyrinth of life. And the way to get out of that, we'll go on to the next video on that. I gotta focus on driving, but I'll just ponder on the words I said and see if they resonate.